Hi everyone, welcome back again. So in this video I'm going to show you how to build a to-do application. Understand? So the main aim of this video is to show you how to implement CRUD functionalities. CRUD stands for create, retrieve, update and delete. Understand? So I'm going to use a to-do app. I'm going to use a to-do app to show you how CRUD operations work. Understand? So right now I'm going to show you what the create stands for. The C stands for create. So I'm going to add a new to-do item. Could just say learn to code, understand? Learn to code. And once I click on add, it gets added over here. I could decide to update this title. Click on this icon and just say learn JavaScript instead. Once I click on add, it has been updated. I could decide to delete any one of them. I could just say delete. You can see it's gone, understand? So I could just come over here and say delete. If I cancel, it takes me back to the page. Once I click on delete, you can see it's gone. I could decide to add more items. I could decide to update the items. So in this video I'm going to show you how to implement a to-do application like this. So that's further ado, we're getting started right now. So right away I'm going to go down to my document directory, to the documents. So if you don't have a virtual environment, you have to create one. So this is how I create my own. So I'm going to show you how I create my own virtual environment. I'll say pip. First of all, I'm going to install the wrapper. I'm going to say pip install virtual env wrapper -win. I was like hit enter. So we're going to wait for that to run. So right now it says requirements already satisfied. That's because I already have it installed. So this, you must make sure you have this wrapper installed. You only have to install it once. You understand? So right now I'm going to just come over here and say make virtual env. I'm going to give my virtual environment a name. I'm going to call it ToDo env. That's the name of my virtual environment. So you can create yours. Understand? So ToDo env, that's mine. So right now my virtual environment has been created. It has been created and also activated. Understand? So right now I need to install Django inside of it. Understand? I'm going to say pip. Make sure you have a virtual environment like this. Right now it has been created and also activated at the same time through this command called make virtual env. Then the name of your virtual environment you get. So I'm going to come over here and say pip install Django. Enter. Okay guys, we already have Django installed in the virtual environment, you understand? So don't worry, your virtual environment is in the root directory of your computer. That's where it is being stored, you understand? Go down to your local disk, then the user called, my user is called Clinton. Just open it. You can see there's a folder called env. So this env folder is the folder that holds all your virtual environment, you understand? So if you create a virtual environment using this method I used, your virtual environment are always stored in the user directory of your computer, I understand? So I'll just show you where it is. So right now I'm going to create a Django project. Right now I'm going to just let me just say, okay, I'm going to call this, I'm going to say Django admin. I'll say start project, and I'll call this new to do. I have several to do applications on this PC, so I want to separate the names. So I'm going to say new to do. Understand? So I'm going to wait for it to get created right now. So it has been created now. I'm going to simply go into this directory called new to do. I'm going to say cd new underscore to do. So I'm there now. So I'm going to create an app. I'm going to call this app Python. I'm going to call this app to do app. I'm going to say Python -py start app. I'm going to call it to do app. Enter. So that has been done. If I just put in, so if I check right now I want to check the content of the new to do app. I'm going to say dir. You can see I have to do app there. manage.py, understand? So I'll simply open this folder on VS Code using the command code dot to open it on VS Code, understand? Enter. That's it. So right now it's opened on VS Code. I'm just going to make this bigger. Okay, now I'm going to put my terminal, new terminal there. So click on this drop down on the over here. Click on the drop down. Select command prompt. Okay, we already have our virtual environment picked for us. That's fine. Okay, now right now I want to set up our templates. Understand? I'm going to be a bit fast, but don't worry. I'm going to make sure I cover everything, that every important steps in this video. You get so. Okay, so over here, our template for. So I'm going to. This is an app called ToDo App. I need to register this app in our Django project now. Over here, just come over here. ToDo App, right? Go down to your installed apps and in your settings.py file. Put ToDo App there. Understand? Okay, that's fine. Next thing now, I'm going to set up a view. I'm going to set up two views. One for the one of the views is going to be responsible for. Oh, this is gone. Let me just open this. Okay, I'm going to set up two views now. One for the home page and one for the delete page. Understand? We are going to have three views actually. One for the home page, one for the updating, and one for the deleting. Understand? So we are going to have three views now. So I'm going to set up these views right away. So the first view, I'm going to say tax list. So this view is responsible for listing up all the tax we have. Understand? All these views is responsible for. Now simply return render. I'm going to return a template. So I'm going to call this tax list.html. And we're going to have our context data. So these are basic stuff for now. So the same thing for my delete page. Just call this tax deletes for now, just to render our stuff. I'm just going to render some things. That's why I'm doing these things. Let me just say tax deletes .html, and the last one is the updating to be at the center. Okay, tax updates, and you're gonna this tax update is going to happen it's going to happen on the index page. This page you see here, how it's going to happen on. So it's going to be the same template. So right now I'm going to create these three templates we have. Instead, let's go create them right away. Don't worry, I'm going to create two templates rather, not three. So new folder, make sure it's done inside of your ToDo app. I'm going to call it templates. Enter. So in this folder now, I'm going to create two files. One is called tax list.html. The other is called tax deletes.html. Okay, that's fine. So right now I'm going to copy I also need my base templates. So I'm going to copy from, so to make things faster, base.html. I'm going to show you guys the source code, so don't worry about anything. So I'll just come over here. Let me just get my base templates. I guess you know what base template is. This base template presents. So right now this base template represents the parent template that other templates will inherit from. I'll move that for now. So what this base template means? So it's simply present the. So right now this background you see here is the base. This background you can see, because this background is on all the pages, and if I come over here I have the same background, you understand? So on the edit page, on the updating page, I have the same background. So this background is what we have in the base template, and some other CDN links we have there. Okay, this is my base template now. So you can see I have the block contents, the end block. So right now I'm going to also get my tax list.html. So I think it's over here. Okay, so Ctrl A, Ctrl C. So I'll paste it here and I'll clear out the rubbish. I'll clear out some things that are not supposed to be there. So let me just remove some stuff that are not needed, and I'll explain what's going on. So you can see this page is inheriting. So right now this is a tax list.html. So this particular code you see here is what is simply representing this white div, this whole white box, both the upper and the lower one. All this tax list.html is doing. So right now remove the for loop. Okay, now simply, I'm not making any mistake. Okay, Control C, paste it. Okay, so we have this now. So this particular template is inheriting from our base templates. You can see why we have this extend. We check closely, the extend is there. You can see we are extending from the base template. So I'm going to do the same for our delete page. Let me just get the code from here to make things fast. Don't worry, I'll share the source code to you guys. So paste it here. The same thing is happening here. I'll remove this URL for now. We don't need it. CSRF token. We are going to come back to all these things later. So right now, this is our delete page. This page you see here. What's happening? Okay, this page you see here. That's what we have here. And this page is also inherited from the base templates. So we have our templates set now. So right now, let's go and configure what's it called, the URLs for this view. These views need to have a URL pattern to get to them. So I'm going to create a new file inside of ToDo App. That file is going to be called urls.py. I'm going to split to the right. So I'll say from Django .urls import paths. Now say from the current folder we are in, import views, and they have my URL patterns. URL patterns should be equal. Yeah, I'm going to say paths. So for the index page, we're going to say views dot task underscore list, and the name is going to be equal to task list, task hyphen list. Okay, let me just, so for the delete page now, I'm going to just simply put something there. I'm going to just say delete. I'm going to use a better URL mapping for that later. Let me just say views dot, I don't even know the name. What's the name of the view again? Task delete. Task delete. And I'll say the name should be, let me just say delete task. Okay, that's fine. So now we need to go and let Django know about this url.py file, because this file did not come with Django. I had to create it myself. So we need to let Django know about this file. So go down to your project share.py file. This is open. Okay, I'll go and make sure you have include imported, and from here I'll just say paths, and I'll just come over here. It's gonna be an empty path for now, and I'm gonna say include, and I'll say ToDo app.urls. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and lastly, for our static files, for our CSS, if I go, let's see how things are. So I'm going to open a new. Currently, this is currently running on port 8000. So I'm going to run this new one on port 8001. Understand? So I'm going to say Python -py run server. Why did I forget that? So let's see. Currently our server is up and running, so I'm going to open this right away. Hold down your control key. It says task.html does not exist. There's a problem now. So you can't find this template. So let's see what we've done wrong. Task.html does not exist. Where could be where's the problem coming from? Let's find where the source of the issue is. Line 6 views.py. This should not restart. And return render task_list.html task_list. Did I spell? I can't find my mistake. Oh, it's my mistake. So this should be called templates, not templates. So let's rename it. Put an X there. That was my mistake. Templates. That's why the error was there. Refresh this page. Let's run server. It's not detecting anything. Make sure let's run the server again. Come on, run. Okay, it's back. Enter. Okay, it says tax updates not found. Okay, that's because we have a wrong URL in our templates. So I go back to this. Remember, I copied from the previous code. So we have okay, something like this is not supposed to. Let me just put ToDo item here. ToDo. Okay, this is currently this URL does not exist, so let's remove it. That's why it's complaining. We are going to create a new one. Everything is going to work fine. Let me just put ToDo item. Oh, what's happening? My server not picking up the changes. Sorry, I just run server again. Okay, let's refresh the server. I still complain about something that was line 50. Sorry for the. Oh, this guy is still there. Also with this. Sorry for the mistakes. So let's wait for our server to run again. Hope this error disappears for good. Okay, you can see now we have our stuff there. But let's go add our CSS. If you check closely in the base.html, I already have my CSS linked. It's linked there. But the file does not exist yet. This is CSS linked already. So now we also have to load static on top. Whenever you're using this static tag, make sure you have static loaded on top. So now I'm going to create my CSS inside of this ToDo app. I'm going to create a folder called static. And inside the folder, I'm going to create another folder called CSS. And again, I'm going to create a file called style.css. So I named it wrongly. It's called CSS. And then inside of this file, I'm going to simply paste. Let me copy the style from here. Ctrl A, Ctrl C, bring it down here, and I paste it to the browser. Just add reload. Ctrl F5. Enter. It's not responding. Start.css. It's out to respond. Base.html. Let's be sure nothing is being spelled wrongly. That could be one of the major causes. Definitely should work now. Ouch, still not working. Let's run the server again. Come up. Okay, can you just come here and try this? Hold down Control and click. You can see now it's working. So these are dummy datas. They are both dummy. So let's see our. Let me just be sure that there is no wrong URL here. Let me just change this to go to school. So let's just make sure that we have this template set up, so then I can focus on the main deal. So we have this template now. Refresh. Go down to /delete. Enter. Okay, perfect. They are both set. So now it's time for us to start writing the main code now. Our templates are working fine, so it's time for us to start building the stuff. So we're getting started right now. Okay. I think we're done setting up our templates now, so we're going to start creating the models you get. So the model.py file. So now here's my model structure now. The model is called tax, and we have 4 fields there. title completed, created at, and we have created at and updated at. Understand? So as for the time field, the first one is called created at, and it's a date time field. I can see here we have also now add equal true. That's to say that whenever we create a new to-do item, it's going to record the time it was created. You understand? So as for the updated that, whenever you try to update a given to-do, it's going to record the time it was updated. You understand? So this also now simply helps to hold the time a to-do was actually updated. Why this first one you see here helps to record the time it was actually the first time it was created. It's going to record the time. It's going to record the time the to-do was created first. You understand? So that's our differences again. So we have that. So let's make migrations. Okay, now time to migrate. So once migration is done, we're going to create a super user. Okay, give the user a name. I'm going to call my clients. I'm going to skip the email, put a password you remember for your admin, and then just say yes. Once you've done that, run server again. Remember, we're currently running on port 8001. That's because our other application is on port 8000. So I think we are good. So once you've done the migrations and the rest, so make sure you go down to your admin.py file inside of your ToDo app. Inside of the app, go down there and register this model. Instead, I'm going to say from .models import. So make sure you are subscribed. So make sure you are subscribed. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to build this ToDo app using Django and HTMX. So it's going to be super sleek. You understand? Currently. So now don't worry, just make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next video. So I'm going to say import task, and I'm going to say admin.sites.register. I'm going to say task. So now that's fine. Let's run server again. Okay, run server. Hit the subscribe button if you're getting some value. Hit the subscribe button. Ouch. Okay, I said it should be admin, not ad. What did I say? The admin. It's no admin. It should be called admin instead. So our server is running again. So we are going to create some to-dos on the Django admin. So over here, let's go down to /admin. Don't waste my time. My network is quite slow. My internet connection is quite poor. So right now, just add some to-do items from your own end. Add some to-do items. I'm going to simply pause the video and add some to-do items on my end. Okay, currently I already added 3 items. So I'm going to simply bring out these items on the front end. Go down to your views.py. I need to make this video not too long. That's my aim now. So I'm going to be a bit fast. Views.py. Okay, I'm going to say from .models import task, and just here I'll say task. Right now I'm trying to fetch out all the tasks in our database. I'm going to say task.objects.all. Okay, and then I'm going to pass it. I'm going to pass it into our dictionary. I'm going to say understand. So that's it. Scroll down to my template. The template is called task list. You can see over here we only need one of these guys now, so we're going to use a for loop to iterate around the orders. Okay, let me just remove one of it. Okay, I think let me remove the one on whichever one is fine. Go. Now come here and say for task in task. Now just copy this guy, cut, paste here. That's fine. Go down to your browser, think here. Okay, just go down to the index page. Okay, you can see we have 3 items there. That's fine. Over here, just make sure you have tax.title. Tax.title. So we're able to list out, enter. Perfect. So right now we've been able to list out our task. So right now I want to work on creating tags from this form. You understand? From here I want to make sure I can create my tags from this form. So right now I'm going to go down to my code now. I'm going to create a new file called forms.py. Forms.py, enter. And there I was going to just say from Django import forms. And I'm going to simply import my model. I'm going to say from .models import task, and just here I think that's it for now. And I'm going to come down here and say class. I'm going to say task form. Now say forms.model form. Now say class meta, and our model is going to point down to task. And the field I want to simply render out, the field I want to simply show on the form is where is this stuff again? Sorry, is the title field. Just this field. Simple. Okay. I'll come over here and say field should be equal to title. Okay, so now over here, go down to your views.py file. Now simply import the form. So I'm going to say from .forms import task form. So right now, remember this form is still on the index page. So we're going to continue working on the index view. So just here, I'll say form should be equal to task form. That's that. So right now this is an empty form. So by the time you click on this button, that means the form is already filled. So we're gonna listen for your post request. So I'm gonna see if requests dot method is equal to posts. I'll simply just say form should be equal to tax form, and right now it's going to have the data that was passed into the form. So we're going to say request.post. This is the data that was entered into the form. Understand? I'm going to say if the form is valid, if form dot is valid, we'll simply save. I'm going to say form dot save. And once the form is saved, now I want to simply redirect to the same index page. I'm going to say redirect, and I'll come over here. Also, I'm trying to get the name of the URL we're redirecting to. That's all. Let me just, sorry for. What was happening? Hey, sorry for the delay. So I was simply redirecting to tax list. Understand? Redirecting to tax list. Get tax lists. That's the index page. And right now, let's put our form into the template. Make sure you pass your form into the context. The form should be into the context. Don't worry, I'm going to give you guys the source code. So this is our form here. Okay, go down to your tax list.html. So we have the form over. This is our form. This is the form here. So right now we are getting a form from the back end. Understand? So I'll just come here and say form dot title to the browser. This is what it looks like. What's happening? How do we load? The form is meant to be ugly, but it's not. The form is looking good. What is happening? Okay, that's because I already styled the form. Sorry. Okay, the form. Sorry. Okay, the reason why you are seeing that the form is not meant, the form is meant to be looking ugly, but right now the form is looking fine, right? That's because this is right. That because this is an input field, and in my CSS I already have a style for the input. This is, you can see the input here, and it has been styled. Let's assume there was no style for input on your CSS. Let's assume there was no style for input, or let's assume your form is. Let's assume right now this is our form right here. Where is it? Okay, this is our form here. Let's assume input was not styled like this. You can see, remember, you can have several inputs on your page, but let's assume you give this particular. Let's assume you gave this particular input field a different class name. So let's assume you did that. So you are meant to come here now to style. I'm going to say my input. So you are meant to come over here now and style. Give this. Add some styles for this form. You have to right now. You have to add the styles in your CSS. So right now I'm going to copy these styles. The reason why the form is looking good is because it is an input field, and inputs on this already, and currently on our CSS there is already styles for our input. That's why the form is looking good. But let's assume there was no input style on your CSS. You are required to give your form a class. A class name, a class. Instead, you are meant to style that class. And I'm going to show you how you're going to apply this class now. So now go down to your forms.py. Just come here. You're going to pick the field called title. You're going to say forms dot character field. And I'm going to say widgets should be equal to forms dot text input. Okay, once you've done that now, I'm going to simply just come here and say attributes should be equal to a dictionary. I'm going to say class, and that class is going to point down to this class you start for your form. I'm going to just call my input. I'm also going to give my form a placeholder. Just come here and say enter to do. Okay, it's the browser refresh. You can see now we have our enter to do placeholder has been added now. You can see. So right now, before we can add, sorry, our icons have disappeared. My internet is quite poor. Sorry for that. We'll fix that later. Okay, so right now, before you can add new to those, make sure your form is on a post method. And make sure you have CSRF token added to it. And we are good to go now. So let's go and add some to-dos. Okay, I'll just come here and say ride a bike. Add. Ouch. Okay, redirect was not defined. Okay, that's from our views.py file. We have to use it here. It's return redirects. Make sure you have redirect imported on top. The browser, refresh, enter. Oh, sorry, it's added multiple times. Let's add one more thing. Let's just say wash the dishes. Let's just say have a nap. Add. You can see it was added, have a nap. That's fine. So the next one to do now is for us to update a given to do item. So right now let's work on the updating of the to do instance. So okay, over here. So now tax update, right? So I'm going to give it a primary key. So we're going to get each to do. We are going to get each to do item by primary key. So I'm going to say task should be equal to task.object.get id equal to pk, and then we're going to have our form again. Remember, form should be equal to tax form. We already have that. After we've done this again, I'm going to say instance So I'm trying to refer to the to do I want to update. So the instance is going to be task instance. So after that, one more thing, I'm going to check if I'm going to check for a post request. If request dot method is equal to posts. Now say form should be equal to task form. I'll say instance equal to pk once more, and then request dot posts. Once we've done this now, I'm going to simply check if the form is valid. If form dot is valid, we're going to save the form, and they are going to return redirect to the index page. I'm going to simply just copy this and paste here. Okay, so once we do this now, we're not done. Remember, we are still going to, this is going to still happen on the index page instead. So I'm going to simply pass my form here. Okay, done that now. It's going to still happen on the index page. Remember, so once we've done this, request or post, don't make any mistake. Instance should be equal to task rather, not pk. Request or posts. What was the problem? This line. So currently we are seeing this red line. I think request or post comes first. Okay. Yeah, I think it's gone. Fine. So right now, what we are doing here, we are doing two things. Remember, I said we are trying to implement a CRUD operation. So we've done the create up here. So right now, we are doing both retrieve and update on this function instead of retrieving and updating. Oh, we are because over here we are retrieving a setting to do, and right here we are simply trying to update that to do instead. So right now, I'm going to simply go and change my URL instead. So this is my URL. I'm going to say task slash. I'm going to say just put in the pk. Remember, we have this pk here. I'm going to say int pk, and then I'll say delete. Okay, sorry, edit or update. So, and I'll call this views.task update. And then I'll change the name value to task updates. Hope this is recording. Okay, that's fine. So once you've done that now, go down to your, so right now we need to go and add this URL on the pen icon on the detail on the index page. Now let's go and add a URL on the pen icon. That's on task list. This is the pen icon here. This is it. So just come here and say, I think it's called task update. Use it here. URL task updates. And I was going to be passing the, remember we have this pk here. Our pk is coming from our, let's say task.id. I'm going to pass it over here. Okay, it's the browser, refresh. So now click on the pen icon. Perfect. I'm going to say go shopping. Click on add. You can see that it's updated. You just say wash the car. If I click on add, it has been updated. So we'll be able to work on the CRUD, on the create, retrieve, and updating. So right now we just retrieved. See, if I just change this, understand, and click here, Now we've updated. So right now let's work on deleting a given to do. So right now let's work on updating a given to do item. Okay, down to your, we're going to have a similar view, just like the updating of the to do. It's going to be quite similar. So tax delete, we're going to also have the PK here. I'm going to get it to do by your PK. I'm going to just simply copy this, Ctrl C, I'll paste it here, and I'm going to pass this guy into the context. I also done that now. I'm going to listen for a post request. I'm going to say if request that's method is equal to posts. So what do? Delete it. We're going to simply delete the to do. Understand? So I'm going to just come here and say task dot delete. Okay, delete. All right, now let's go with our URL. Now say path. We'll say task. I'm going to pass in the PK. I'll say slash delete. I'll say views dot task delete. That's not the function. Now say name should be equal to task delete. Okay. So right now I'm going to pass this guy to the index page. This starts URL task delete. This is the delete button here. Okay, task delete, and I'm going to also pass in the ID. I'm going to say task.id. Understand? So I think that's it. And also on the delete page, so let's see what we have so far. I refresh this page, click on the delete icon. Okay, this is still dummy. So on the delete page right now, here are you. Remember we have this, where's the view.py? Remember we already have this tax in our context, so this is my delete page now. I'll come here and say this should be tax.title. It should not be dummy again. So tax.title now, and for this delete button we have here, it is inside of a form. That's because we want to be able to like listen for a submit event. So I'm going to put method of posts, CSRF token. Okay, once we've done this now, what's the next thing? We are good to go. And for this cancel button, I want to make sure it redirects back to the index page. That should be task list, just here. URL. Okay, I think we are good. Refresh. Go back. Click on watch the car. Cancel. Okay, let's click on. Let's remove one of these guys. Click on delete. Oh, there's a problem. So I think we needed to redirect once the delete has been done. That was a mistake. There was no redirecting. Nice return redirects to the home page. Copy this. Now paste that there. First, don't waste my time. Okay, click on this. Ride a bike. Let's delete it again. Let's delete it. Click on delete. You can see it's gone. Have a nap delete. Okay, so we've come to the end of this video and we've been able to build a simple to-do application. Instead, so we've been able to implement the CRUD operations, which are the create, retrieve, update, and delete instead. So if you gain some value from this video, please subscribe to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget in the next video we're going to build this same to-do app using Django and HTML. It's going to be super sleek. There won't be any form of page reload or page refresh. Everything going to happen so fast. Understand? So subscribe so you don't have to miss out on the next video. So stay blessed and bye bye.